Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to list the top 10 celebrities who react to Family Guy features. But before we begin with today's topic, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 10. Willem Dafoe. We'd rather have an evil monkey in our closet than a green goblin under our bed. Stewie reflects on how Willem Dafoe used to live beneath his crib in a cutaway gag. Dafoe, played by David Anthony Pizzuto, pokes his head out from under Stewie's crib, waiting for him to fall asleep. To pass the time, the Oscar-nominated actor smokes a cigarette before slithering back under. What happens to his legs? Although Dafoe was unfamiliar with Family Guy, someone suggested he watch the clip on YouTube. Dafoe thought it was weird, but he also thought the cameo was pretty cool, and he laughed about it. If only Joe could learn to correctly pronounce Willem's name. Number 9. James Woods. Whereas many Family Guy characters require an impressionist, James Woods has frequently voiced himself. Woods was flattered when the show's school was named after him, paving the way for him to appear as a guest star. Although he is portrayed as an eccentric antagonist who torments the Griffins, Woods stated in a 2015 interview that he enjoys making fun of himself so much that he does not seek remuneration for it. 3 years later, the increasingly divisive Woods tweeted that he turned down a Family Guy episode because it was anti-conservative. Woods hasn't spoken since 2016 when the school was renamed Adam West High. We'd love to hear the unreleased recording sessions between Woods and Seth MacFarlane from his Family Guy days. Number 8. Robby Krieger. Peter is a terrible teacher, but he does teach Chris and Meg a fascinating history of film and music. Peter and his two eldest children venture into the desert while high on peyote to pay homage to Oliver Stone's 1991 music biopic, The Doors. While Robby Krieger was vaguely familiar with Family Guy, the band's guitarist had missed The Doors parody. Krieger filmed a reaction video for The Doors YouTube channel nearly a decade after the episode first aired. Throughout, Krieger can be seen smiling and laughing. He even laughs at Peter's final line, which alludes to the Manson family. Despite his apparent enjoyment of the scene, Krieger claims that the Doors did not do peyote in the desert, at least not entirely. Number 7. Gal Gadot. We can't say Gal Gadot's Imagine video was the worst thing to come out of March 2020, but what was meant to uplift humanity instead inspired laughs and facepalms. Family Guy commented on the cringe-worthy video a year and a half after Gadot sang along with her fellow celebrities. Stewie encourages people to get vaccinated by mentioning that another variant could lead to another lockdown, resulting in more of Gadot's singing. Gadot has admitted that her well-intended video backfired and she has learned to laugh about it. She shared the Family Guy PSA on Twitter writing, "I promise I'll never do that again if you get vaccinated." Gadot even encouraged her followers to watch the whole video. Family Guy's official Twitter account responded, "Since you're vaccinated, we forgive you." Number 6. Marlee Matlin. Marlee Matlin, an Oscar-winning and inspiration to deaf performers everywhere, has been parodied numerous times on Family Guy. Matlin struggles to book movie tickets over the phone in addition to ignoring her farts while passing by Stewie. While Alex Borstein is playing her, Matlin's agent allegedly contacted them, asking why they didn't cast the real Matlin. Later on Seth and Alex's Almost Live comedy show, Borstein and Matlin confronted each other. Behind the scenes, Matlin defended the various parodies of herself, stating, "The day we censor humor is a sad one for sure. All I gotta say is, lighten up, people." Matlin would also eventually land a role on Family Guy, voicing Stella. Number 5. Sarah Palin. When Chris meets Ellen, a young woman with Down syndrome, she mentions that her mother is the former governor of Alaska. It's a clear dig at Sarah Palin, who has a Down syndrome son who was about 2 at the time the episode aired. Bristol Palin referred to Family Guy as a particularly pathetic cartoon, calling the creators heartless jerks on Facebook. On the O'Reilly Factor, Sarah Palin criticized them as cruel, cold-hearted people. On Bill Maher, MacFarlane addressed the controversy, noting that Andrea Faye Friedman, who voices Ellen and has Down syndrome, issued a statement saying that the joke was directed at Palin, not her son. Friedman added, "I guess Governor Palin does not have a sense of humor." Number 4. An Audience of Celebs. Stewie and Brian opened the 2007 Primetime Emmys with a musical tribute to television, specifically all of the garbage on television. The melody is based on the FCC song, which is based on the show tune Volunteer Fireman's Picnic. Throughout the song, the duo makes references to Two and a Half Men's surprisingly creepy premise, the ages of Desperate Housewives cast, and Isaiah Washington's dismissal from Grey's Anatomy. While Washington was not present, T.R. Knight was present. The camera pans to reaction shots from the audience, which include Charlie Sheen, Terry Hatcher, Felicity Huffman, Eva Longoria, Marcia Cross, James Gandolfini, and Eddie Falco. Their final remark is directed at The Sopranos. Number 3. Adrien Brody. The Season 9 premiere, which was brief but brutal, took aim at the Oscar-winning actor's star power. When Meg goes to see that 3D movie where Mr. Brody does sit-ups, the house is packed. Of course, with Brody's nose poking out of the screen, the 3D becomes a little too real. Despite making fun of him, MacFarlane reportedly told Brody at a party that he liked the film Splice. While MacFarlane wanted to let go of the past, Brody couldn't help but be offended by the mockery. MacFarlane didn't go into much detail, but there were apparently hard feelings. It's also worth noting that Family Guy isn't the only MacFarlane cartoon in which Brody is mocked. Number 2. George Lucas. Although Family Guy and Star Wars are both produced by Fox, well, Disney now, MacFarlane and company are unlikely to have produced Blue Harvest without Lucasfilm's approval. Despite having permission, MacFarlane had a bad feeling when they showed the episode to George Lucas at his ranch. Half of the crew expected Lucas to say, "You know what? This cannot be broadcast." Lucas laughed a few times, much to their relief, confirming his approval. Lucas did take issue with a certain 4-letter word and some other dark jokes in the second Star Wars parody, but he eventually signed off. With the third Star Wars parody's release, MacFarlane said, "They don't allow everything, but they allow a lot. They allow Family Guy to be Family Guy." Number 1. Carol Burnett. There are some famous people who participate in parodies from the show Family Guy. Carol Burnett, a legendary comedian, is one of the few people who have actually taken legal action in response to the offensive comments made about her. At Quagmire's preferred retail establishment, Burnett performs her charwoman character, which she uses in her variety and sketch show. Despite the fact that her screen time is shorter and less intense than that of the other characters, Burnett asserted that Fox had violated her rights to publicity as well as her copyright when it used her Family Guy caricatures. Burnett reportedly sought between $2 and $6 million in compensation for the damages she suffered. The lawsuit was eventually dismissed by Judge Dean Pregerson, who cited the First Amendment as Family Guy's ace in the hole. Pregerson, on the other hand, stated that he fully understands how distasteful and offensive the segment is to Miss Burnett. Hey, she got off a little easier than Jimmy Fallon. Anyways, that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off for now, but we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.